All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Tuesday, September 5th. We got a full MLB slate to jump into in today's video. Like we always do, we're gonna go through each and every game on the slate. I'm gonna give you my lean or leans on the games, but all my final plays, if you do want to fade me, those will be in the pinned comment. We're coming off of yet another winning positive night. We had the Cubs cash on the money line, the Twins winning 20-6, so that was a no sweat bet. But the Mariners, man, the Mariners, I don't know what slide they're going on, but they're losing us some coin as of late. Luckily, the Cubs and Twins both win, and we can have a positive night, and you know, like a millionth positive night in a row, it seems like. But the Mariners, I don't know what's going on with them. I don't. But they're just not playing good baseball. Our ride of the day also ends up coming in from main event. It's actually the parlay that we talked about in the video. So when I saw it as a ride of the day, I was like, you know, we got to ride with it. So cha-ching right there with the Blue Jays in the Diamondbacks parlay for plus 107 over on DraftKings main event. Shout out to you for that. The Blue Jays almost blew it, but they come through and get the win. If you guys do want to be the ride of the day, all you got to use is hashtag ride of the day in the comments, just like that, hashtag ride of the day, and give me a play. And I'll be jumping on board with one person's pick, and then I'll give you guys a shout out in the next video, win or loss. And before we do jump into the picks for today, I want to talk to you guys about Prize Picks. If you're not on Prize Picks yet, make sure to do so. Today, it's Tuesday. They're going to be doing some Taco Tuesdays. No better time to jump on board than today. If you don't know what Prize Picks is, it's essentially a DFS pick'em app where you can pick 2 to 6 player props and put them in a slip together. And depending on how many you win more money. And you're going to get 100% of your first deposit matched if you use the link in my bio. You can throw in $50, they'll give you 50. You'll have a new account balance of 100, and you have a free square available to you right now. It is going to be Dak Prescott here, over 0.5 passing yards in game 1 of the NFL season. Go ahead and check it out, guys. That Prize Picks link is going to be in the description. I'll also throw it in the pinned comment for your convenience. Now let's go ahead and jump into game number 1. We're looking at Cleveland taking on Minnesota. Like we said, Cleveland absolutely got pummeled yesterday. Minnesota puts up a 20 burger on them, winning 20-1. Today, we do have 2 pitchers on the mound that I could see going back and forth here. We have Tanner Beebe on the mound for Cleveland, 1.8 ERA over his last 5 years. The team is 4-1 when he pitches. And they have Sonny Gray on the mound, 1.4 over his last 5. The team hasn't been playing as well as you would think, for a Minnesota team that's on fire. They're 2-3 when he gets his start. And in terms of my lean here, I am going to lean towards Minnesota just because I think that, you know, we can get behind the momentum here. But this isn't meant to say that this is a Minnesota or you're dumb type of a pick. If you are on Cleveland, I don't really hate the idea of a bounce back with Tanner Beebe on the mound. So this is a very slight lean towards Minnesota. The total is sitting at 8 right now, and something tells me to kind of fade what I feel like everyone's going to be doing, which is taking the over, considering we saw a 26 spot yesterday for a total. So I'm going to lean towards Minnesota, and I'm also going to slightly lean towards the under 8. Keep an eye on the pinned comment to see if anything ultimately ends up being a final play here. I'll be completely honest, I don't love betting on a game after a totally like crazy sort of situation and outcome or result was the previous day. So a 20-6 game, I have a feeling there's going to be some differences and some weird things going on with these 2 teams. Does the team carry that momentum? Or do they kind of, you know, blow their load all in one game? Or does all of a sudden Cleveland bounce back? Like, a lot of factors here can come from a crazy game the night before. So we may be staying off of this, but again, keep an eye on the pinned comment to see what ultimately ends up becoming a final play. Next up, we have Pittsburgh taking on Milwaukee here. And I like Milwaukee in this bounce back spot. It looks like you're going to have to pay around minus 170 if you do like it on the money line. But they have Brian Woodruff on the mound, who has been striking guys out left and right. He's got a 2.2 ERA over his last 5 here. We don't know who's pitching for Pittsburgh yet, so that gets a little dicey there. Obviously, we would like to know who is pitching for them. But Pittsburgh really hasn't been batting that well against righties on the season. 229, and then in the last 10 10 games here at 240, only averaging, 4.5 hits per game there with an on-base percentage, just around 300. So give me the Brewers on the money line. The total's also sitting at 8.5. I can't really see this one going up and over. These two teams, the last few times they've played here, the last 3 times this season, have all gone under this mark. They had a 3-2 game, a 4-1 game, and then a 4-2 game in their last 3. And the last time that Woodruff pitched against the Pirates here, it was a 5-run total. So give me the under in this game, as well as the Brewers on the money line. Pittsburgh's playing good baseball. I don't really want to get that confused, but the competition has been predominantly made up of Kansas City and then St. Louis in this sort of win streak that they're going on. So they may be getting hot. And if they win game number 2 in this series and go up 2-0 here in a 3-game series, then I can probably start to consider, okay, yeah, I think they're actually starting to play good baseball. But right now, I want to see Milwaukee come in a bounce back spot and really test them with Brian Woodruff on the mound, who again, he's been pitching fairly well. Like I said, 2.2 ERA in his last 5 here on the season. He's got a 2.7 ERA with a 0.8 whip. So we'll see what he can do today. All right, Miami hosting the Dodgers here. Clayton Kershaw on the mound for the Dodgers. Miami has Jesus Luzardo, who has had a couple good starts in a row here. But prior to those 2 starts, he was struggling. And Kershaw, you know what you're going to get from him. So I might smell a trap here, but I'm going to lean towards the Dodgers on the money line at -150. They've owned this matchup in the last year or so as well. 8-2 in their last 10 against Miami. So give me the Dodgers. The only reason the Dodgers don't look like they're trending in the right direction is because they walked into a absolute firestorm against the Braves. The Braves beat them 3-1 in that 4-game series. Other than that, the Dodgers were a freight train in and of themselves. It's just the Braves seem to be a bigger freight train right now. So maybe Vegas is looking at the fact that the Dodgers have dropped 3 of their last 4, and that's why they're only -150 favorites in this spot. Maybe it's because they're across the country in Miami from LA. Maybe, I don't know. All these factors considered here, I really don't I still think that the Dodgers should be like a -165, -170 something team in this spot. So if we're reading that correctly, I think that this is obviously a good spot for them. And plus, Miami's offense has dropped off a little bit against lefties in the last 10 or so, from 270 on the year down to 254 average. So give me the Dodgers on the money line. Total sitting at 7.5 runs. Really good pitching on the mound, but I think that there's going to be some offensive explosion here, whether it gets to the bullpen of the Dodgers or the Dodgers kind of tag Jesus Luzardo right away. Give me the over 7.5 as well. Luzardo's had some success against the Dodgers in the past, but that's dating back, 2-3 years. So really not going to put too much weight into that. Give me the over 7.5. I don't think that's, I think it's just a little bit too low when you're considering a team like the Dodgers who can cover that themselves if they go off. All right, if you guys still have not checked out OddsJam, I think it is time that you do so. You get a 7-day free trial and 25% off your first month when you do. We're on the sportsbook screen right now, which I think is a really, really cool screen. You can compare pretty much every single play out there, whether it's money line, a player prop, anything. You compare all of the odds of the sportsbooks, get the average odds, and see where the best odds are. They also have an arbitrage tool, which we made a video on, guys, which pretty much looks into how you can win a bet or win a game, right, and make profit no matter what the outcome is. You can take both sides of it. They have the bonus bet converter, so you know how to treat those bonuses that you get from sportsbooks best. Parlay builder, algorithmically build a parlay, a positive EV tool, fantasy optimizer, guys. It is really cool. Make sure to check it out. Again, you get 7 days free with the link in the description, and then you go ahead and get a 25% off code at Guy Boston. So use the link for 7 days and then use code Guy Boston for that 25% off code. If you're not on OddsJam yet, I highly encourage you guys at least to go check out that 7-day free trial. It will be well worth it. All right, we're looking at Tampa Bay taking on the Red Sox here. Red Sox kind of surprised yesterday, to be completely honest. I don't think, not necessarily, and I don't think everyone saw that coming. Coming back and winning that one 7-3. Cutter Crawford now on the mound going up against Zach Eflin, and I have a feeling the reason this line, or I guess the odds here for the Rays are only at -160 is because the Red Sox won yesterday, but I have to imagine that Tampa Bay bounces back here, and I'm saying that as a Red Sox fan. So give me the Rays here. And I guess we'll take the under as well, because if I think Eflin's going to go out there and deal, I don't necessarily think that the Red Sox are going to score 7 runs again. The only thing that concerns me here would be that Tampa Bay only scoring 3 runs. Do they bounce back and score a bunch? We've seen that a couple times this year where, they kind of get suppressed and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, let's go score 7 ourselves. But give me Tampa Bay and the under. I think that we're going to trust the pitching there, and then obviously Tampa Bay in a bounce back spot. All right, Cincinnati taking on Seattle, and tell me why I'm doing it. Tell me why. Ain't nothing. Tell me why I am leaning towards Seattle again. I'm a psycho. They keep letting us down, keep losing, but I cannot see Cincinnati winning 2 in a row here. So give me Seattle and Bryce Miller here on the money line. Right now, you're looking at -155 over on DK. I'll take the under 10.5 as well, because I really can't trust the Seattle offense right now. But I do think that they're just due. But I will say, man, I know that we've made plenty of money with Seattle this season. They've lost us plenty as of late, right? So this is the game. I'm either going to put them on the ban list, or they're kind of working their way back into good graces. But this is going to be the telling game. So we'll see where they come out, because I don't even know what to make of this. I don't know why I'm waking up, doing the research, saying, okay, yeah, looks like Seattle's going to win, as if we haven't done that a million days as of late. So, yeah, tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache here. We're going with Seattle on the money line and the under. All right, Washington taking on the Mets here. Washington coming off of getting 4 games swept by Miami. The Mets coming off winning 2 of 3 against the aforementioned Seattle Mariners there. I like Washington in this spot. I think there's some value at +126. Maybe it's more of like a fading the Mets type spot, but both of these teams have had their struggles. The Mets, I think, look better as of late because Seattle had such a bad series against them, but I'll give credit. They have won 3 of their last 4, and they've been sort of quality wins, right? Like, they win that last game against Texas 6-5. They take 2 of 3 against Seattle. But I really don't want to trust Jose Quintana, who his good starts, they've been there this season, but I really just cannot seem to trust him here. Whereas Patrick Corbin, he's had his bad starts as well, but I think he's a little bit more of a consistent pitcher. So I'm going to go with Washington and the plus money here. I just can't really get myself to look at this Mets team and say I'm willing to pay -140 on the road. And I like the fact that on the season here, Washington batting way better against lefties than the Mets are. Now, as of late, Mets a little bit hotter, but like I said, they've kind of had a good stretch here, so I don't really want to look at what have you done for me lately. I want to look at the bigger sample size, and the Mets against lefties on the year only batting .232, whereas Washington's right up around 270. So I'll take Washington on the money line. Total sitting at 9 runs. I just can't see this one going up and over. The Mets have only covered this line, or they've only covered their line with their other team that they've been playing with in 2 of their last 10 games going over. And Washington, they've gone over 6 of the last 10, but it's really been because of the teams that they are playing. Miami dropped a bunch of runs on their head. They're really still not averaging all that many here. And if you just give me what you've done on the season for runs for, right? The Mets, 4.3 runs for per game, and then Washington also 4.3. That comes to 8.6. Last time I checked, that's slightly under 9. So I'll take Washington on the money line and the under 9. This, honestly, Washington money line has a chance to be a final play, which is crazy that I could actually be rolling with the Nationals, but I really do have a good feeling about them today. Yankees taking on the Tigers here. I don't really have much of a strong lean in this one, if I'm being completely honest. You do have the Yankees so heavily juiced, and it's because Garrett Cole's on the mound. He's going up against Alex Faedo here, and Cole has been good. I mean, he had the one bad outing against the Red Sox in his last 5 that kind of is throwing off his ERA. But maybe you look at the Yankees in some sort of a parlay here. I do think that they get the job done at home. They're 7-3 in their last 10 here, and they're playing really well. They just took, 3 of 4 against the Tigers just a week ago or so. So give me Garrett Cole against them. They won 6-2 last time he went out there and pitched. But again, the odds just are way too juicy to really consider. This Yankees team isn't that good to be considering, a -230, -250 type spot for them. So I'll take them in some sort of parlay, but nothing more than that. In terms of the total 8 runs here, like I said, last time we saw the Yankees go out there and win 6-2 in this spot, I could see them winning more like a 5-2, 5-3 type game, which puts us right around this total, but ultimately leaning towards the under. This Tigers offense, yes, they've had some good games as of late, but those are outliers. On the season, they're still sub 4 when it comes to runs for per game. They're averaging 3.97, so I'll take the under fairly comfortably here with a really, really good pitcher on the mound. All right, Atlanta taking on St. Louis. We are yet to see any opening odds or lines or anything for this game. We don't know who's pitching for the Braves, but I would probably lean them in some sort of a money line play anyways. Obviously, just the best team in the league right now. I don't think you can really argue it. Going up against Miles Mikolas, who does not scare me on the side of the Cardinals here. He had a tough outing last time he faced the Braves as well. 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 5 earned runs, and let up a home run there. So depending on who's pitching for the Braves, we'll see where these odds come out, but I'm not really going to consider or sniff St. Louis whatsoever. So I can confidently tell you I lean Atlanta. It's just going to be a matter of what are the odds going to be to see if we ultimately end up pulling the trigger on them. So keep an eye on the pin comment for that, guys. All right, next up is one of the games that we cashed yesterday, Cubs taking on the Giants. And I'll tell you what, in the pinned comment, I started to type out Cubs Giants under 9.5, and I was so confident in it. And then I was like, I don't know, maybe we just see some offense flow here, and we erase it before I make it a final play, right? Before I enter it myself and place it myself. It was a 5-0 game yesterday. We could have had a 2-0 run within this game alone if we just trusted our research and did not wimp out at the last minute. But we'll still take it. Again, we were profitable last night, but imagine a 3-1 night compared to a 2-1 night. We'd be feeling a hell of a lot better. But yeah, you guys are probably like, why would you do that? Why would you even tell us that, right? I like keeping it transparent. So yes, I was an absolute dummy yesterday for erasing that one before making it a final play. But nonetheless, we got the Cubs slightly favored here, right around the -140 mark, depending on the sports book that you are using. I think FanDuel is like -144, DraftKings is -142. Shout out to OddsJam for being able to compare odds like that. Going up against the Giants here. The Giants are starting one of their openers, Ryan Walker, and then Kyle Hendricks on the hump for Chicago here. He had a really good outing last time he played San Francisco, and I'm just going to trust that. Back in early June, he had 8 innings pitched, threw a 1-hitter, 0 earned runs, obviously, and only averaged like 10 or 11 pitches per inning. So I'm going to trust that. I don't think that there's much to go off of here. If you guys watch every day, you know that I'm really hesitant to bet on or even against teams that go and utilize openers that heavily, but I'm not really afraid of the bullpen here for San Francisco as of late. In their last 3, they got a 5 flat ERA with a 1.35 whip, so I'm not necessarily too afraid of that. So give me the Cubs again. I think they do the job yet again. They don't have the pitcher like Justin Steele. I think is a stud, really underrated. And that's funny because he's not even like that underrated, but I think he's underrated for what he is. Kyle Hendricks, the Giants could get to him, okay? So I'm not as confident as I was yesterday in the Cubs here, but I still like them in this spot. The total sitting at 11 runs. You got to think that that's just too high, right? Or is Vegas reacting in a way that they know best? It could be a trap. I'm going to lean towards the under. Probably don't make it a final play because why would this jump from 8.5, 9, 9.5 to 11 right away, right? Is it just the pitching? Because we didn't really see all that much offensively that would kind of dictate that yesterday, did we? All right, guys, one last thing, or I guess 2 last things before we get to the rest of the slate. We got a couple things going on that I want to talk to you guys about here. We got this video that released yesterday. I really do break down my player prop research process from sort of a high level so I can keep it simple for you guys, but that is now live on the channel. Make sure to go check that out. We also have another video dropping Thursday. It's our first, well, actually, it's not our first football video. We're going to have our Thursday Night Football video drop on Wednesday. We have our college football video for the week dropping on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we have a new video dropping, which is going to be me and Tassos, another one of the guys from Guy Boston Sports. We have a pick'em show that we're going to be doing weekly where we compete against each other. It's called Head to Head or H to H. That is dropping. I have a teaser on my Twitter right now if you want to go check that out, at Guy Boston. It's been popping up right around here throughout the show, but yeah, go check out the teaser, guys. We got a couple things launching on the channel. This football season is gonna be nuts, so make sure to check it out, guys. And yeah, go check out this video. Yes, we focus on baseball, but I'm gonna be doing videos like this more not educational, because we're all learning together, but sort of like, hey, here's just my process. What do you guys think? Can you benefit from this? That type of a thing. And then the second thing I wanted to talk about is the Fade Me story. I can't go a video without plugging my merch brand here. If you guys do want to support me and what we're doing here, and I would greatly appreciate it if you did, head over to fademe.store. We had a couple ballers, which are the members on the channel, pick up something yesterday with the discount in yesterday's video. We'll throw a discount out your way today as well, but it's a worse discount than yesterday, so you missed that opportunity. That was a one-time Labor Day thing, but if you use code FADE20, you can get 20% off your order, guys. really good quality, really good merch. It's not just your normal YouTuber merch. I can promise you that. And if you buy it and think it is, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Twitter, and we'll talk about it and we'll make it right, because I don't think that you'll buy this and go, what a waste of money. BS if that is the case. I love this stuff. I'm comfortable in it every day. We put our blood, sweat, and tears into launching Fade Me, and you guys have been super supportive in supporting so far. So if you do consider yourself a true OG or a real one, go ahead to fademe.store, use code FADE20 and get 20% off. I don't know if I said 20 Fade or Fade 20 the first time, so we'll make both those discounts work. Okay, that's how stupid we run things over here. But guys, go ahead and support what we're doing here and help us. You really do fund the operation with merch and all that type of thing, so I cannot thank you guys enough. This is just a way to show your support. So yeah, let's get back to the slate. That link will be in the pinned comment. All right, next we have Kansas City taking on the White Sox. I believe I leaned towards the White Sox yesterday. They lost by 11 runs, so good thing we didn't make that a final play here. On the mound, we have Brady Singer for Kansas City with Dylan Cease on the mound for the White Sox. Dylan Cease obviously has a talent. He has not been pitching well whatsoever. I mean, a 3.8 ERA in his last 5. Looking at him in the last 3, he's got a 10.2 ERA. 10.2 ERA in his last 3. That's got to be why the White Sox are underdogs in this one. But you know what, Dylan Cease, we may even be making this a final play. So come up clutch for us, buddy. We're looking at the White Sox here on the money line. They have scored an average of like 1.4 runs in their last 4. Oh. Like what? But Dylan Cease on the mound, obviously a better pitcher than Brady Singer, even though, the recent numbers would not kind of demonstrate that. But we'll take the White Sox on the money line. Total sitting at 9.5. This game got up and over yesterday, obviously, and it was a 10. It was a 10 total, and they finished at 13. I like the under. I think there's a little bit of a regression spot here today. So give me the White Sox on the money line, which could be really crazy, as well as the under 9.5. Oh my God, how did I almost forget? If that lean isn't psycho alarm alert worthy, I don't know what is. All right, Texas taking on Houston here. I guess that doesn't even make sense when you say it like that, huh? Texas taking on Houston. The Rangers taking on the Astros. Get it? Because Houston is in Texas. Yesterday, Texas looked like they were out to a good start. Then they kind of, blow the lead, tied up. They regain the lead. And then Houston's like, oh yeah, let's go and win this game. They win 13-6. Today we do have 2 good pitchers on the mound. Framber Valdez going for Houston and Nathan Eovaldi, who has not pitched in over a month, going for Texas here. I want to lean towards Texas. I love Eovaldi. If you guys are watching all year long, you know that I've backed him and trusted him plenty. I loved him on the Sox, and I've loved him on the Texas Rangers this season as well. That being said, what a tough spot to come back into, right? Like, you're going up against a team that is really playing good baseball, obviously, and I don't know, it's just a tough spot for him, so I can't really get behind Texas here. But even like I said, back in July before he went out, right, he had a 7 innings pitch, 0 earned run game against them. Like, he is a good pitcher. I just don't know if I love the comeback spot for him here. I think I'm actually going to kind of fade both money lines in this one, and I'm going to look at the over 8.5 right now. Yesterday we saw 6-13. Texas has covered their over in 6 of their last 10. Same thing for Houston with 2 pushes in there, so they're 6-3-1. They've landed on the number a couple times, so give me the over in this spot. We're rooting for runs here. 2 good pitchers though, kind of makes me a little weary, but yeah, if Eovaldi was not coming back and he had been consistently pitching, I don't think this would be a question. I'd be looking at the Texas Rangers here for some plus money, but he is coming back. We haven't seen him in a while. Going up against a red-hot Houston team, less the sweep against New York, and then also Framber Valdez on the mound. So makes me a little skeeved out, but I do have the slightest of leans towards Texas. I can say that, but I don't think that we end up able to pull the trigger there. If I want to pull the trigger on anything, I think we're looking at 8.5 over. And if you guys are still watching right now, you made it this far into the video, give me a 22 in the comments, a 2, and let's go ahead and say 22, and then give me let's see, what's your favorite day of the week to watch baseball? Give me a 22. I think mine's probably Friday. I think they have a lot of good games, and it's probably one of the better days of the slate. And I obviously look at the slate game by game every single day, so I could trust my opinion. But 22, and if you want to weed yourself out from people that just write 22 because they see 22, let me know your favorite day of the week that you watch baseball. But if you just want to comment 22, go right ahead. I'll consider you a real one either way. And now we're just going off on rants here. Speaking of real ones, we're still kind of searching for, obviously we call the haters on the channel and the people that leave hate comments, you guys are guppies and you still are, but what are the supporters or the fans or the real OGs or the real ones, the guys that and girls that come in here and watch and from a supportive perspective and really mess with what we're doing here in a good way? What are we calling you guys? We've seen riders and I'm like, I don't know if I want to be like, hey, what's up riders, you guys riding today? I know we have the ride of the day, but one thing that I had was sort of, you know, if we want to say the positive fans, right? You guys could be the Fade Squad. Obviously, we have the brand Fade Me, and Fade Me even of itself is kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing anyways, right? Like, we're giving good picks and also telling you to fade me. It's kind of like, if you know, you know. Yeah, what do you think of that Fade Squad? You know, what up Fade Squad, that type of thing, in terms of like I guess the positive part of this community. Let me know what you guys think of that sort of, I don't know if I should call it a fan base name. That sounds kind of stupid, but yeah, let me know. Angels taking on the Orioles. No shocker here. Baltimore pulls out the win yesterday 6-3, and I like them again today. They do have Dean Kramer on the mound, who has been pitching really, really well as of late. He hasn't had the toughest of teams to go up against in his last 3, but still pitching well. Going up against Reed Dietmers, who, you know, other than that one start against, what was it, Texas, because we had a play in that, Mitch Garver as a player prop, he almost threw a no-hitter, right? Other than that, the guy really hasn't done much, I honestly want to say, all season long. So give me Baltimore here. Kind of smells like a trap, though. At -152, they really should, I feel like, be heavier favorites here. So I'm going to lean towards Baltimore as well as the over 9. This one, I think it finished at 9, or the total closed at 9 yesterday, so they just pushed it. But either way, give me the over. I think that Baltimore is going to continue to put up, you know, 5 as a floor type runs. So I'll like that spot for them and take them all day long on the money line, and then we'll consider that over as well. All right, Arizona taking on the Rockies. Similar to yesterday, I think that I might look at Arizona on the money line here in some sort of a parlay. They have Brandon Stat on the mound for them today, going up against Kyle Freeland. But this game doesn't ultimately interest me all that much. Yesterday's game finished at 4-2. The total was at 8. Still cashed the under. Today's sitting at 9. But you have 2 pitchers on the mound that can definitely give up a bunch of runs. But I'm still going to lean towards the under just because I don't think either one of these teams is all that special. So give me the under as well. But you know, guys know I like to keep 100% transparent with you guys. I don't think anything from this game becomes a final play, if I'm being completely honest, which if I'm 100% transparent, pretty sure that means I'm being completely honest. Padres taking on the Phillies here. Pedro Avila is on the mound for the Padres. Obviously, we haven't seen too many starts out of him this season, but what we've seen, he hasn't looked all that bad. Not going deep into games, though. Going up against Michael Lorenzen, who has been on a downward slide here. I'm going to trust the Phillies in this spot because they've been better as of late. The San Diego team has obviously struggled, and they're kind of winning games that, honestly, like, throwaway type games at the end of a series or anything like that. They did have a really good series against San Francisco, but it's like, what are you going to do here? Like the San Francisco Giants really all that good? No. So give me the Phillies, who are playing good baseball and scoring a lot of runs. I like the over in this spot as well. Yesterday we saw 9-7. I don't think the Padres necessarily carry their weight as much as they did yesterday, but the Phillies have been scoring a bunch of runs as of late. So give me the over here as well as Phillies on the money line. -110 for the Phillies over on Caesars right now. That's some value. I really do think this is a Phillies spot today. And our concluding game here isn't all that great. We have Oakland taking on Toronto. Just like yesterday, I think Toronto wins this game. They did kind of squeeze it out and squeak it out, but I do think they win this game, and I'd consider them in some sort of a money line parlay, like a couple of the other teams today that were heavy favorites. Maybe we look at Toronto and New York, the Yankees, not the Mets. Toronto and the Yankees in some sort of a money line play today. But guys, that is all I have for you guys in today's video. Sorry, in terms of a total here, I guess we lean towards the over, but I don't love anything in this game other than some sort of parlay money line there. But that is all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, you know to hit that subscribe button. You know to hit that like button as well. Make sure you comment. Let me know what you guys are thinking. We have so much stuff coming for the football season. I don't know how I'm going to have time for it. I really don't. But you guys know, even on vacation, we're grinding for you guys. We're getting up early, sometimes before the sun. I downloaded an app that the alarm, you have to wake up and do a bunch of math problems so that I don't fall back to sleep, because we're getting up early and really putting a lot of effort into this. And yeah, we've gone in a couple rants on this in this video already. So yeah, let me just go on one more. Like, I cannot say how thankful I am. The fact that I get to wake up and post a video that's getting hundreds of comments, thousands of views, and I'm reading everything. Like, how long that lasts, I'm gonna try and read as many comments as I can for as long as I can, because it really does just mean that, you know, we're building something here. We're building a community here. All I am is a dummy with a camera and a microphone talking about sports and talking about what I want to play that day. Wearing a brand that says Fade Me, which we've put effort into. Like, I really can't thank you guys enough, because talk about waking up on vacation and doing videos and stuff. If that was falling on dead or deaf ears or eyes, I don't think that would be as easy to do. But like, I jump out of bed some days being like, let's get to the community, let's post the video, because I love doing it so much. And it'd be a hell of a lot harder to love if you guys weren't so, you know, receiving of it. So I don't know if that's corny or whatnot to say, but I really do just want to say thank you. And I hope you can see that I'm being genuine. I know everyone's like, oh, thank you for the support, it means so much. It's such a cliche thing to say, but a lot of the times, I'm sure myself and everyone else that says it included, like, I do mean it. And I wish there were other ways, and we'll have some giveaways and big things like that during the football season, but I wish there were other ways to truly show you guys what I'm feeling, you know, because like, this has been life-changing. And thanks to you guys, thanks to the ballers, thanks to anyone that buys Fade Me, thanks to anyone that just freaking hits the like button on the video, seriously. So yeah, kind of a sappy way to end the video, but it is what it is, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, like I said, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and yeah, from the bottom of my heart, like lower than the bottom of my heart, from my loins, thank you guys. All right, catch you in the next one. Peace out.